Alright, now for balance, I feel like I just need to make a video that's less depressing. I just took a few hits off of one of those Delta 8 devices, and that does help. And unfortunately, it's only during these off hours that I can use it. Man, do I look ragged. That really is just me expressing myself. I've always been a very expressive person. So, I can't, every moment of the day, go around just saying I'm horribly depressed with my words. That take a lot of energy, which I don't have because I'm depressed. But I don't have to use my words. I can also use my hair and this other hair. And all of this together says, hey, depressed guy right here. Don't let his energy fool you. You know, I bet a lot of people at work, they probably like, oh, that Ray has a lot of energy. It's like, no, I have a lot of integrity, and it's like, you pay me to do something, I'll do it well. So accentuating the positive, it has cooled off a little at work. I mean, still, on average, it's like at least 90 degrees, but when you've been at 120 degrees, 90 degrees is pretty gosh darn bearable, so that's nice. See, I'm counting those blessings. That's important if you wanna feel good about things. So, I mean, there's that. The main boss man says that I'm doing a really good job. Wouldn't put anybody else there than me. Like the guy that's training me, the Vietnamese guy, he really likes me. And I mean, I guess it's because I don't really need words. I just observe patterns of things needing to be done and doing them quickly and with gusto. Don't really need a lot of verbal communication for me to do that. But anyway, it's nice because it gives me an element of security. And as much as the getting a license thing is a hassle, there's also the greater security of actually working there. I don't think it's super easy to get fired. At least based on the guy who was drunk and then they let him come back. Or the multiple people on drugs. You know what I'm saying. You know, one thing that's kind of funny, the depression, it always makes me feel really weak. Like, sometimes I'm just standing around and I just kind of want to collapse, and I feel really weak. So it's nice that I have a job that has made me objectively very strong, because when I see that I have immense physical strength compared to regular people from all that paper pushing, I'm like, well, I mean, that really just shows that the weakness is a feeling, and I am, in fact, very strong. Or even when I just like run around doing shit, it's like, well, I mean, you can't be that weak, Ray, buddy. I mean, look at you running around like a maniac, you know, cranking this paper around, like fixing these machines and shit, you know, all lightning fast, zip, zip. I mean, it's very tiring, but I mean, how weak can I really be if I'm doing all this shit? But the thing is, and maybe this is malnutrition, but getting up even 2 hours early, it feels like all of my cells are being stabbed by knives. Like, it's such a big ask. I had to do that to try to get that Missouri driver's license, and it's like, I just have like this sick feeling the rest of the day. But it's also better than even saying I'll come in late, and then coming in late, because then, if you're late, the entire rhythm of shit is thrown off course, and it generally doesn't correct, so the entire day sucks. Wait, no, I'm doing positive notes. You gotta search for those, though. Oh yeah, I only have more than a little more than a couple thousand saved. Because I feel like I pay too much rent for the hovel that I live in, but the prices for even like a studio apartment in the Kansas City area are so goddamn high that it's still saving more money than like if I lived in an apartment. But it doesn't feel like my money's accumulating fast enough for my liking. You know, for getting out of this situation. I really don't like living with people. I mean, they're fine, they're okay. This one guy's kind of a dickhead, but I hardly ever see him. Oh, Jesus Christ, there's a bee. Goddamn nature. I really do worry about the malnutrition a bit, but it's like, it's just, there's no vegetables sold in the hood, and it's like taking bus rides. on my day off, and then like would the vegetables even keep in these janky refrigerators? And it's like, what even is healthy? And it's like, god damn it, it's too much work. It's too much work. I got some Omega trail mix. It's made out of nuts and shit. I suppose that's slightly healthy compared to the wholly processed cheeseburgers that I often eat. Plus I drank that Green Machine smoothie, even though it's pricey, but it's like, hey, that's a slight amount of vegetable matter. That's a larger than zero amount. Barely. See, the thing is, I don't really think of the future like normal people do. I just have, like, this never-ending present. Because, I mean, the future's kind of imaginary now, isn't it? Can you see the future? Can you hold it in your hands right now? Does it exist? Clearly not, by definition. If it existed, it would be the present. There's only the present. So, especially since I'm depressed and I hate all forms of stimuli and being awake and all of that, it's just a never-ending trying to get through my goddamn day. Not really thinking of the future. I mean, I like that money's accumulating because that at least implies perhaps the ability to do things in the future. But I'm not really visualizing any of that. Just day by day trying to get through my depressing goddamn day, just valiant struggle. Even though, like, I'm so goddamn depressed that, like, it makes me feel wobbly on my feet. Like, quite often I'm just like, oh, I feel weak, like I can barely stand from the weight of the depression. But it's like, resist that day by day in hopes of a better future at some time. But I'm just like, I'm too fucking beat down by it all to actually envision or work toward that future in any sort of specifics. Oh, man. Even my positive notes, I mean, they loop right back around to the depression. But hey, that's the thing about being depressed. You think depressing thoughts. It's not rocket science, that.